Hey kids! So you might be asking yourself, what does mascot horror mean and what is the history of it? Well, I personally count anything as mascot horror if one, it's horror, of course, and two, it has a marketable character. I know it's super vague, but you know who I'm talking about. The Freddy Fazbears, the Huggy Wuggies, the Ban Bans, the Bendys. But the whole friendly mascots have existed for years, like Child's Play and Peter Jackson's Meet the Feebles, turning things like dolls and the Muppets to swearing, stupid bitch, killing, sexual activity dolls. Now, the late early 10s, more specifically 2014 and onwards, a lot of these games started to appear more often, largely thanks due to Fnaf, Tattletale, and Bendy. And Hello Neighbor, but I really don't count that one. But there were games before them, and I do count them as mascot horror. And we're about to get into one of them right now.
Hey, you found me.
Among the Sleep. Now this is quite a depressing game. If you're not familiar with Among the Sleep at all, click off this video and actually play the game or watch someone play it. It's quite short, only an hour and 30 minutes long. But it was a game that came out on May 29th, 2014, a couple months before Fnaf, but it was in development since 2013. Developed by Killberry Studios, and it is a game about a toddler who gets a teddy bear from his dad and his mom. Not his mom. It's probably a good time to mention that the parents are divorced, and the teddy bear is named Teddy and comes to life, and you have to find things with the teddy bear, like a pink elephant or a music box, while the mom goes and watches pink elephants. And once you're done with the real world, you go into the closet and find this surreal-like world, and now you have to find the same toys, but with different landscapes and monsters. And they look, I think one of their name is Hydras, I remember this. And once you're all done with all that, well, this happens. And spoilers, this has always stayed with me. Like, this is the only thing I remember from the game. The mother was the monster all along. She was an alcoholic. And this is what a child imagines during an alcoholic rage. You get Teddy's hand back, and your father wins custody of you. And also listen to his voice.
Hi there, little one.
And listen to Teddy's.
My name is Teddy. Nice to meet you.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Teddy. And the reason why I count it as a mascot horror game is because, well, look at it. Marketable character. Also was referenced in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, oh my lord. The Luna games. Yes, we are talking about the My Little Pony horror games, and before you comment, the TV tropes counted this, so I guess I should count it. Plus, it's an interesting topic. The Luna games are a collection of 2D platformers, and I'm just going to talk about the first three, because those are the ones I remember hearing people talk about the most. And the first one came out on April 3rd, 2011, 3 years before Fnaf and 4 months before Sonic.exe. The reason why I bring up that god-awful Creepypasta Refused to Die is because how similar it is. Now let's talk about what are in the Luna games. I'll just show you footage right here. Yep, that's quite literally it. And how scary, but it does play around with your desktop, and you get a document that appears with the words, "The end is nigh." And that was not really that scary, but by all those years ago, it was horrifying, because they thought it was a virus. Especially by today's standards. Compared to other things to come from the My Little Pony fandom, like Shed.move or Smile HD. Those traumatized. I'm not even joking. But when it first came out, people thought it was a virus and deleted it from the website it was originally hosted on. And now the developer has came out and said that they made the games as a joke. Oh, and the other two I said I was going to talk about. One, you go to hell, and the other. But I do think this is interesting because you want to inspire that god-awful Creepypasta in BenDrown.exe, which that game reminds me of nUlL Pet before nUlL Pet, which I guess is a Mascot horror game. I can see both sides of the argument, and that's our other one. So, time to go to our next one. Ooh, you all are going to be expecting what it is.
I am so deeply sorry to interrupt the video, but you know that most of you aren't subscribed to the channel and haven't even clicked the like button yet. Yes, you should. Can you now, please like the button to make your dear old Nicholas happy? That's all I gotta say. Time to go back to the video. See ya.
Oh, and I probably forgot to mention, Mascot horror doesn't have to just be games. They can be stories, too. And movies, judging how there's going to be another Fnaf movie, Poppy movie, and a Bendy movie. But enjoy some gameplay of an obscure Fnaf fan game called Phasmophobia, Welcome to the Woods, while I give you a summary of Mr. Widemouth, the only Mascot horror creepypasta that I consider that doesn't involve Disney, but instead of Furby-like creature. Written by Perfect Circle 35 on October 25th, 2010, a couple months after I was born. The story begins with our narrator recollecting how they used to be a sick child that moved a lot. Diagnosed with mono, the narrator meets a small little fuzzy creature that has a wide-ass mouth and is small as a dog. I wonder why his name is Mr. Widemouth. Oh, and a second thing, this fan art of him that I use looks like the thing from 123 Slaughter Me Street, and no, I will not be covering that game since it came out after Fnaf. And Gizmo and the Chexer cat from Alice in Wonderland and Gremlins. So like I was saying, he meets Mr. Widemouth, and what seems like innocent fun seems to start to take a twisted turn when he tells the author to get this, go up to the second story window, and if he believes hard enough, there will be a trampoline that he will bounce back up. But the author is smart and knows that doesn't work. And later, he goes back to hiding under his bed. And then a couple days later, he comes out with a box. You know what is in the box, you wonder? Knives, of course. Unfortunately, he tells the author to juggle them, like pens. Unfortunately, knife jugglers inform you that you should start with pens first, so the author declines. Then after months of this happening, the author finally goes outside since his disease has got better, where Mr. Widemouth is there and trying to get the author into a dirt road in the forest. But the author refuses, and he goes back to Mr. Widemouth goes back to under his bed. And then a few days later, he finally gets the hell out of there. But when he's looking through the window from his movie van, he sees Mr. Widemouth with a large butcher knife. Ooh. And he leaves for so many years. And then he finally comes back and learns the house burnt down because some kid was playing with matches. And he gets to the dirt road where he discovers a graveyard where he sees graves of children. And that's the summary of it. Now I count Mr. Widemouth as Mascot horror because of, well, you know, he's meant to be a parody of a Furby, and Furbies got famously parodied in the game Tattletale. And yes, that is how I found this. It just reminded me so much of Tattletale. And that's Mr. Widemouth. Now we're about to get to our final one, and I don't think any of you will be expecting it. Hey kids, it's me, the sunflower from nearly all the videos, well, at the end of nearly all these two videos. Now I'm here to introduce you what you think could be the last ones. Is it A, Silent Hill 3, due to it featuring Robbie the Rabbit? 2, Dead Space 2 for having Slappy the Dummy. I think that's his name. Or down here, Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion. Yeah, I think you can guess it already. It's definitely Silent Hill 3. No, it's Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, you idiots. Now, this only counts, even though, yes, it came out after Fnaf, it was in production way before Freddy's came out. Spooky Jumpscare Mansion, originally named Spooky's House of Jump Scares, but they had to change it because of copyright. And the plot of the game is that you follow an urban explorer who decides to go into the haunted mansion where they meet a small ghost girl that says, like, you should go through 1,000 adult rooms, ;3. And while you go through these, and you spot your first specimen. These cardboard cutouts that are just there to startle you. Then you come across your second specimen, the one that can actually kill you, the Gloop Man, and his puddles that slow you down. But easy to outrun, and also he's apparently based off of a creature from Adventure Time. Now after him, you encounter the human centipede. Wait, no, it's just a centipede. Okay, this centipede will make holes in the ceiling where it can come out and chase you. Also, fun fact in my playthrough, I only ever encountered this 2 times. But I was playing the HD revamp game version. Also, it was inspired by Resident Evil, which I've never seen or played. And it's also very easy to outrun. Now, after the centipede, you open a door to the schoolhouse. Where you find a flashlight and meet the teacher. She has this chiptune song that plays while she chases you. Oh, and if she kills you, she'll fluff and boy you. The developer's poorly hidden fetish 101. Must have been hard drawing that with only one hand. She's also apparently based off of Japanese horror like Ringu and the game Corpse Party, which I've only seen the American remake of The Ring and never played Corpse Party. And also, she was the one I encountered the most. The next one shows up as my personal favorite. It's a weird religious object named Bab that is said to come from a church and mess with people with low mental health, also known as 89% of people now. Now, you first encounter it in a PlayStation 1 style way. And well, do I need to say what was based off of? Silent Hill, my personal favorite horror game. And I've only played it and its Ban console remake. No joke, the people who did the console ports for Ban Bloober Team owns a company named Feardemic that made the console ports for Garten of Ban. So there could be a crossover in the future, who knows? Now, the next one that shows up is in this temple. His name is the Merchant, but I like to call him Benjamin. Now, he changes the gameplay because unlike the others who you have to run from, he's a weeping angel, like from Lego Dimension. Wait, y'all don't know what that is. SCP-173, y'all probably don't know what that is. That one thing from Poppy Playtime where if you look at her, she'll stop moving. And he's the one I also encountered the most. Also, he's obviously based off a Benny boy that couldn't swim. Now, the next one you meet isn't hostile. Instead, it's a white cat that tells you to keep calm. Then you go into the next room and you see this. Yeah, this is a maze where you just have to guess and run, which is the right way. And the next thing, and then the next doe you see is in the forest, where there are deers that will attack you, but you'll get an axe and you can use it, but not do much, or that will result in the bad ending. So probably don't use it that much. Then you find notes of a hunter and see it. Bambi, as I like to call it, even if it's based off a Winchung, not the Wendigo. They look alike, they're commonly mistaken as them. Now, he speaks like a Deadite from Evil Dead and says lines like, "Join us," and "Why do you run, child?" and "The end is nay." Okay, maybe not the last one, but you get what I'm trying to say. Oh, and I'm not sure if it's in this video, but he'll go through holes, through walls, that speed him up so much. Oh, and he's based off the beast from Over the Garden Walls, which is a show I've never seen. Now, the next one is this skull guy that if you say idle for 9 minutes, he'll show up. And he also has one room that only shows up once. And if you go in the room, you're automatically dead and get his jump scare. And the next one is this eel. Oh, hell no. It's this thing. Now, this one also changed the gameplay because you have to be close to it, but not too close, or else it will turn into a fast-ass worm and will kill you. Now, this thing is obviously based off of John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. And you think that's it? Nope, we still got 4 more. Jesus Christ. Now, the next one shows the horrors of gluttony because it's a food demon. And Orange can cut the BS. The design is too generic, in my opinion. But his gameplay of tricking you of doors that aren't there is cool. Now, the next one seems to be this crazy guy in a mansion, but nope, it is the mansion, and of course, he's based off a clock tower. Now, the final one is this whale-eating siren who is just a copy of the Amnesia sea monster. And I think that was everyone. Goodbye, everyone. That was I forgot about to talk about the final boss, the Red Skull guy again. Since he's the final boss, and it's fine, I guess. All you do after you beat him is die and become a part of Spooky's army, or become a monster if you kill them with an axe. Now, there are lots of things they left out, like how they parodied Fnaf in the endless mode, because I don't want this video to be too long. Now, Spooky Jumpscare's Mansion, I can see being counted as mascot horror, since Spooky herself is the game's main mascot. Also, I feel like the game is a parody of all those games that have sheep jump scares in the first half, but then becomes it in the second half. But that's all for Spookies, and I think this is going to be it. Now, we're going to get into my closing thoughts. Now, after FNAF came out, it revolutionized indie horror games and inspired many fan games, some better than the original games, even if some of them are made by better than that. There were also games inspired by it, like 1-2-3 Slaughter Me Street, Emily Wants to Play, and Sophia's Curse, which maybe I'll talk about someday. Also, by the way, I'm not a mascot horror YouTuber, I just made this because I thought it was an interesting topic. Goodbye, everyone, and have a good day.